Today we're working on come bets. How do I pay them? What hand do I use for the payout? What hand do I hand it off with? How do I know where they gotta go? First thing we have to remember is our positionings. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. We're starting at stick and we're working all the way back around to ourselves. If you want to count yourself as 6 and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, perfectly acceptable. Either way, however you see it, just remember you're starting at stick and you're working towards yourself with a box man. So at that point, I need to know 6 rolls. First thing I need to know is what are my odds. Remember, true odds on the 6 and 8 are 6 to 5. So I know every red gets a red and a white. I also know that every green gets a green and a red. So I have 3 reds, so that tells me that my $15 payoff is 18. I add my $5 flat, my payoff is 23. Lowest denomination hits the layout first. Why? Because the second I set it down, I'm going to pick it up with that same hand. So it's low, medium, low. That tells me that the only hand now that I can pick up this bet with is my inside hand. Why? Because when I bring this out like this, as I'm bringing it out, you have to visualize that the box person is looking in the mirror in a diagonal type of way. They need to be able to see what I'm doing. So if I cut out my payoff like this, and then I come across, obviously I'm blocking their vision in the mirror. They can't see what I'm doing. I could be palming checks. It might be my landlord. I owe him money, whatever, and then that's backwards. So always remember, in pay, which means inside hand, I pay the bet. Outs pay means outside hand immediately picks up the payoff. Inside hand grabs the bet straight in front of player and I heel it off. Now, let's talk about capping while we're here. What is capping? There's several ways to pay capping. So let's say we didn't want to go inside, outside, and all of that. First thing we can do, we know our payoff is 23. We always bring that out first. I could still pick it up the same way, still pick up the bet the same way, but when I bring it out, I size into it, and whatever the additional payoff of the odds are goes on top. That is called capping. Perfectly fine, great way of paying it. Here is the only time that might change. I know I need $3 to cap this bet when I bring it out. So in a case like that, I can pick the $3, pick up the bet, size into it, and put the white on top. Somewhat of an advanced move once you get comfortable, but right now I'd prefer that you not do that, because what am I working on here? This is a procedural workout. $23, stack it up immediately, bring it to the player and heel it off. That's what I want to see. If you choose to cap and you feel comfortable that capping and you can see it, certainly okay with that. Now, my next bet, I know every green gets a red and a green plus my flat. So my payoff is 35. I can come out with 35. I immediately pick it up as I bring it out and heel it off. Now, can I cap that bet? Well, the additional payoff on this would be $25. So I have 30 and 5, which is 35. I could come out, I could size into it and cap it. No, I can't. Why? Because the green and the red do not match and the cap. If you notice, that does not match. So we don't want to cap multicolored bets like that, okay? So the correct way, proper way of paying that bet is just cut out the 35, bring out the bet, and heel it off right in front of the player. Nice, simple move, nice, simple way to pay the bet. Why? Because remember, we're dealing to the box person in the mirror. That's who protects us. They watch over what we do. If we make a mistake, they're there to back us up. Also, it might be the stick person's turn to watch us. They need to be able to see what we're doing. So if we have our hands blocking everything, that just doesn't make it right for them to see. And so we have no backup at that point. And even surveillance is struggling to see it. And the player is struggling. The player wants to see what they're getting. 5, several ways of paying this. Well, the first thing I do is I have to know what my odds are on the 5. My odds are 3 to 2 or blackjack. Well, I know $100 gets 150 on blackjack plus a quarter. So that's 175. I cut out my 175. I immediately pick it up with my outside hand. Bet's in player 2 position. I put it right in front of him and I heel it off. Second option, just like we did with the previous bet, I can come out with the green I can size into it, and I can drop half the cap. Why? Because if this is 100, what is half of 100? 50, that's the cap. I can size right into it. So if I broke this down, as you can see, it's 175, okay? I can size into it, and I can cap the bet, okay? So many ways of paying that nice simple bet. Cut it out inside hand, outside hand picks it up, and heel it off. That's what I prefer right now, okay? Obviously another way is, it pays 150, 175. I can just cut out 175 right next to it. So many ways of paying this bet, all clean. But what we don't want to do is this. Pick up the bet with this hand and come out, whether capping or something, because now I'm blocking everyone's vision. No one can see what I'm doing. So that's how come bets work. Nice and open. So if this was the bet, this is called in pay. I'm paying with my inside hand with the majority. I'm immediately picking up with my outside hand, out pays, and I'm bringing it to the player and I'm heeling it off. In pay, out pay, inside, outside, inside, outside. You will learn to hate me for those two words. And I apologize for that in advance, but that is the #1 way we as crap dealers deal our game and keep everything nice and smooth, nice and visible for everyone, and then obviously it helps us develop our skills. So work hard on that, work on using the correct hands, nice smooth moves. I'm not looking for speed. Speed develops over time. It might be a year before you get fast. I don't care if it takes you 1 week or 2 years. Remember, smooth. I would rather see you do smooth and slow all day long, nice and clean, than coming out there and going fast. And that's on any bet. That's prop bets, place bets, down with odds payoffs, line. The slower you go, the smoother you'll be. And I promise you, speed will come over time. Work hard, work on your skills, and I'll see you in the next video.